Hey guys, it's Main here, back again with another IE review. Trying to get through some of them as much as I can. Without further ado, let me go ahead and just introduce real quick the Discord, as always. If you guys do have any questions, I'm generally available on here. As most of the previous videos show, I have paused the submissions for reviews, so I can't, not accepting any new reviews right now, but when that does open up, obviously the Discord will have that link to the form you guys can fill out. Yeah, it's pretty fun stuff. If you guys have any questions generally, feel free to join the Discord, ask anything in the Idleon chat, the minigame chat. It'll be available for you to ask any questions. If I don't answer it, someone else will. Always available there. There's also a tips and tricks section, so if you have any questions about the game, check the pinned messages here. Need to undo that one real quick. But it's like tower defense guides. There's a guide sheet. She's been really helping out with that, as well as Our. And I think Tony as well has been pretty active in there. So ignoring what chat is talking about, let's go ahead and move into the review. Today we have Ostrich Guy. Looks like he is into World 6 following some pretty decent sneaking meta. Pretty decently into World 6. Let's see where exactly in World 6 he's at. He's at Samurai Guardians. Perfect. So right off the bat, if you are in World 6, I would recommend, if you can push the Samurai Guardians map, that's really good, because it does give you Crop Evo chance, provided you have Cropius map or Cropius mapper unlocked. This gives you Crop Evolution chance, so every character you push through to World 6 gives you some Crop Evo chance. Really good for pushing out farming. Definitely recommend trying to push in all your characters if you haven't already. Perfect. Okay, let's go ahead and move on. Just generally talking about your account. Loot your equipment. You're in Marble-Glass Tools. Marble-Glass Tools. Good. Overall, you have World 4 Splicers. Really good. You have Divine Armor, if not Marble-Glass. So, I mean, overall, your gear is looking pretty good. Not much I can say about gear recommendations. I mean, you're doing generally what is recommended. My only thing to point out is maybe change the body armor and legs. Try to get them up to the God Shard ones. They give you more drop rate on DK. The only things that give you drop rate, obviously, are going to be the helmet and the boots. If you want to money farm on DK instead of your Bubo, you could do that as well. You can change the chest plate and the leggings over to God Shard instead. Give you more all stat percent and more money, so you can start money farming there as well. And maybe something you want to consider is, instead of trying to upgrade your skills on your characters, if you don't have the Rift skill mastery up to 1000, I'd recommend trying to do that to get some all skill EXP. Makes it so upgrading your characters up to makes the skilling progression a little bit faster on your characters, so you can try to upgrade them. Also, yeah, maybe something you want to consider. Yeah, get you have some good boost food. Maybe try to get some more gold food on your characters. The grilled cheese sandwiches obviously gives you a bunch of all stat percent. This gives you AFK gain rate. So if you want to flesh those out in your characters, it'd be really good. You can also get things like the kebabs for more damage, more skill EXP, the golden hams. If you're skilling, obviously do the skilling specific ones, but yeah. You're missing some. I mean, you're just missing out on some post office stuff. I mean, just max out post office on some of the characters you don't have already. Myriad Crate is really good. Obviously, it gives you base all stat and base all skill efficiency. Really good. Yeah, I mean, you could try to do some post office actively. Try to get more levels in Myriad Crate to give you some more base stat. Obviously, this will increase your damage. This will increase your money percent, increase your total damage. Give you a bunch of skill efficiency for things like cooking. It'll give you more efficiency, obviously, for better prints if you do want to do that as well. Not something you necessarily need a hard focus right now, but something you want to keep in the back of your mind if you do want to go back and do that. You have all your keys done. Your stamp levels 10,000 minimum, doing pretty good here. Biggest ones for you to focus on are going to be multi-tool stamp, ladle stamp. Right now, Crop Evo stamp is obviously a really good one for you to upgrade. It gives you some Crop Evo chance. Farming, it has some really good bonuses for things like damage, cooking speed multi, for gaming Evo, so you can do more active gaming if you do want to do that to try to farm out the, what's it called? The isotope upgrade. I don't know what your snail is looking like, but that's eventually what you want to aim for when you're doing gaming, is trying to get a high enough snail level, getting a high enough nugget, trying to upgrade that. That way, the last super bit here gives you plus 10 atom levels, so you get more boron upgrades, so you can upgrade alchemy more. So eventually, crop evo is going to be really good, trying to max out the amount of crops that you actually have. Currently, you're at 86. You can probably pump that up a little bit if you do max out that stamp a little bit more, getting the alchemy upgrade in that bubble a little bit more as well, and trying to do the crop evo chance as well. But yeah, if you want to do, generally what would help you is if you want to do a pass through of the stamps that are in green, I'd recommend spending your gilded stamp probably in the gold food or the crystalline stamp to upgrade your crystal mob spawn chance or get more gold food effect. Upgrade those, then look through after you use the golden stamp and atom discount what stamps you can easily upgrade. Just getting some free levels here and there won't necessarily help with gilded stamp, but just overall progresses your account. Obviously, the more stamp levels you have, the more progression your account's going to be, and more damage and skilling and stuff is going to help your account, just to help general progression. Coming to alchemy, probably the biggest thing I'd recommend you focus on is probably just get some of your bubbles up to their 90% capacity, skilling specifically. Obviously, the more focus you put into skilling, the more your print's going to be, the more atom generation you have, the more overall your account's going to progress nicely. I imagine your 3D prints are not doing too bad. I mean, you're at like 1.4 billion base oak logs, so you're doing pretty good on prints. So you don't necessarily need to focus on this, but if you do want to get higher prints of like void ore, I would recommend trying to get some of your bubbles like a Dream of Ironfish or Molt Orange up to their 90% capacity. Something you may want to consider. Obviously, you may not get much benefit from it right now, but you may get benefit from it in the future. On the vials, you have some that you can get up to level 13 relatively easily. I think probably the frigid souls as well as the purple souls. Those are relatively easy to get up to level 13, so you might want to consider getting them up there just to get a little extra bonuses for level 13 vials. You also have tortoises, your turtles, so it's really, really good vial. So up to you. I would maybe recommend trying to get your honker vial up to level 13 before you do get your turtle vial up to level 13. This will give you more critters, which means you can get more turtles, which kind of snowballs getting those trapping vials up to level 13 instead. Sigils are doing good. Probably I'd recommend trying to focus getting Peculiar Vial up to the Gilded Sigil instead. That and Dreamcatcher. Obviously, it gives you more skill AFK gain rate, which increases your prints. Emoji Veggie is also a huge one you absolutely should get up to Gilded, because it'll give you even more gold food effect, which increases like things like your all damage, your HP, your defense, your all stat, AFK gains, classy XP. There's a bunch of stuff that golden food gives because of the beanstalk. I'd highly recommend trying to get this to Gilded, get even more golden food effect, 100%. Okay. We'll come back to Diamond Chef. We'll talk about that when we get into cooking. But do keep in mind, Diamond Chef may be something you want to focus on. Your refinery is looking pretty good. I don't have much to say here. I think you're within that infinite salt generation cycle, so you're doing good here. You have World 1 to World 5 eclipsed. Good. You may want to consider getting World 6 eclipsed. It looks like you're trying to do that right now on your characters, so good on you. And yeah, I mean, your big focus right now is on towers, so you're doing good here. So keep up the good work. Just double check your Poisonic Party Starter, and I'd recommend Frozen Malone are in the gilded slots. That way they're easier to upgrade. Getting them specifically up as high as you can will give you more. First of all, Party Starter give you more range, so you don't have to worry about range on that. Frozen Malone makes it easier to freeze mobs. It'll have a higher range. More of the mobs are effective in the tower defense, so you can slow things down more wide. Poisonic Elder obviously gives you more damage. 3 of the best towers, honestly, to upgrade. Party Starter has some, I don't know, you can choose to do Party Starter. Maybe Kraken's probably better because it increases the spawn rate, which means you can knock things back faster, or better, rather, more efficiently. Okay, Atom Collider. I mean, from here, your Atom Collider is almost as progressed as it could be. Biggest thing for you right now probably is going to be Oxygen for just more checkout refresh speed. Thanks, Papa. Jesus Christ. Thanks for the follow. Appreciate it. Oxygen would give you more checkout refresh speed to get more talent library books, but Fluoride is a really big one because it's a big multiplier to meal cooking speed. So swap between these two, trying to upgrade them. Obviously, try to push atom generation so you can max these out. Eventually, you'll unlock the isotope in gaming. It'll take a while to get there, but when you do have that, you'll need more atom generation obviously to start upgrading those things in the Atom Collector even more. Cooking, yeah, the big one. Ooh, looks like you. Ooh, yikes. Okay, so Food Lust is not that great of an upgrade, but I mean, it looks like you're struggling trying to get green stacks. So the best thing right now for you, obviously, is getting Equinox symbols. Those give you minimum talent level, which is really, really good. It gives you a ton of damage. It gives you a ton of skilling efficiency. So I'd recommend trying to unlock Equinox symbols as fast as you can, which means you have to get, obviously, the 200 green stacks in your chest. So what are you struggling on right now for green stacks? You have monster materials. You have some of the potions I see down here. You are missing some of the potions you can get from like World 2. World 1, World 2 crystal farming would probably help you a ton in trying to get the rest of your green stacks. I'd recommend trying to do that. You can also get some pretty easy green stacks through things like platinum bars, dementia bars. Relatively easy compared to some of the other green stacks you could do. You have red salts green stacked. You can almost get orange salts green stacked. Critters are an easy one as well. You can get turtles up to 10 mil. You can get owls up to 10 mil. Bunnies, the honkers, the dung beetles, you can get those all pretty easily up to 10 mil. You have some quest stuff up to 10 mil. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think what you're mostly lacking right now is probably going to be just like a few of the critters, a few bars, some of the potions you can get from crystal farming, World 1 to World 4. I think you could probably finish that dream relatively quickly. You just need to be more active and more mindful about trying to finish this out. Getting the minimum talent levels is huge for your account. Absolutely recommend it so you can juice out your skilling prints and get more damage on your characters. I'd maybe stay away from doing 2-day traps. I'd recommend maybe 20-hour traps at best because it's more efficient that way. Um, I don't know. It's kind of up to you. Okay, on to cooking. Yeah, generally what I'd recommend is, with the amount of cooking speed that you have, I'd probably take like a stack of like 100 to 200 ladles going through some of the meals that take the least time to cook. Just using that stack there and just upgrading your meals. Obviously, the more levels that you get, thanks to the follow the bomb, the more levels that you get in these meals, the more cooking speed you'll be getting because of the V-Man talent called Blood Marrow. The more meal speed, or rather, the more meal levels that you have multiplies the amount of meal cooking speed you have. So obviously, it's minimal, like every 1 or 2 meal levels, but collectively as they add up, as you do like 10, 20 meals at a time, those do stack up and add significantly to your meal cooking speed. So you have this book to 270. You just need to upgrade the meals for that other bonus to sort of take effect. And you have all the territories, obviously. So going back to Alchemy real quick to talk about this, you have another breakpoint you can almost hit at level 770 or 700 or so. Diamond Chef getting a 1.3 times faster meal kitchen speed. This will massively increase the amount of cooking speed that you get. So getting your Diamond Chef up to that level at 70 or 770 will massively increase your meal cooking speed as well. So you may want to start investing your atoms that way. That way it makes upgrading the rest of your meals relatively easy. Getting some of the earlier ones up to level 80, like turkey and egg, should be relatively, well, I say relatively easy, should be easier if you do have Diamond Chef up at that level. All right, Divinity, you have all the gods unlocked, obviously. I mean, you probably have Doot, so that's not a problem. Sailing, let's talk about sailing. You do have Sovereign Artifacts, because I saw you had the turtles unlocked, so you should have Sovereign Artifacts. Big thing for you to try to upgrade as soon as possible in the Jade Emporium would be the last 3 lanterns at the Edge Island. It gives you a ton of summoning bonuses, which impacts cooking speed, which impacts construction speed, impacts artifact find chance, all AFK gains drop rate. There's a bunch of stuff that this lantern does. Summoning itself is a huge increase to your damage, just general all account bonuses. So getting this unlocked, getting it to Sovereign is really, really important. It gives you a ton of artifact find chance, so you can start to unlock some of the stuff you're missing here. This as well, obviously Shimmer, the Shim Lantern, Onyx Lantern, obviously these are respectively also really good, but the summoning one is probably the best of them all because it gives you overall just really high bonuses for like Jade Coin gain, bunch of stuff this increases, 100%, one of the best things to get when you do unlock this. So once you unlock this, highly recommend just putting all of your boats at the Edge Island to try to get this to Sovereign as fast as you can. and it'll feed into itself. It'll increase the artifact find chance, which again returns back into being able to find the other artifacts relatively easily. That's kind of your next big breakpoint for sailing right now. Obviously, it'll increase your damage, it'll increase your scaling efficiency, it'll increase everything you could think about. I want to see what this is. This is level 298. Okay. Something you may want to consider trying to get is a higher level gold coupon, just to eke out a little bit cheaper upgrades, so you can upgrade things here a little bit easier. You'll be able to upgrade like Way of Stealth to give you more stealth. You can upgrade Currency Conduit to give you more Jade Coin. You can upgrade Way of Haste to make it so you find things faster, so you can get more Jade Coin in the sneaking Emporium, or the Jade Emporium rather. You're just missing some pristine charms, but you can find these over time. You don't have to spend gems on this. It does take a while for you to get there, but you would be able to unlock these over time as you progress sneaking. And your gold food. So you may want to consider trying to get on the gold food farm for kebabs. So you need to farm the World 2 Coliseum for this. This gives you a huge damage increase. Like I said, the emoji, the veggie emoji from sigils gives you a ton of gold food effect. So if you do get that up to gilded, you'll increase everything here. So it'll increase your mining efficiency. I don't think this is at 110,000. I think you probably get more mining efficiency if you do get the golden peanuts. I'd recommend crafting from your inventory, so putting all the materials in your inventory first, and then going back, trying to upgrade that, because it's faster if you craft from inventory as opposed to storage. You can get this done in like 20 minutes at most. But, you can spend some time trying to get that, and just unlock the bonus that provides you. Sorry, I missed something on my character. I'm on the other screen trying to put it back on. It took the wings off or something for snapshotting something, so apologies about that little distraction. Yeah, so something you may want to consider is just doing the gold food farms. If you want to do that, Citrox, thanks for the follow. The gold food farm would really help you out overall with your characters. Obviously, the mining efficiency would increase your prints. The fishing efficiency, if you want to finish this out as well, obviously gives you more prints for fish. You could get a little bit more bonuses for total defense, more max health. Base accuracy sucks. Obviously, this is one of the worst ones, but for tome upgrade purposes, this is really, really good. Yoshi, I just forgot about Phoenix Wings on my character, so I just want to put my Phoenix Wings back on. So apart from this review, I was just thinking about Phoenix Wings. Summoning. Okay, so the best strategy, the best thing I can provide you for summoning specifically is just spam the bottom lane. I'm almost done with summoning because the only thing I've been doing is just spamming bottom lane. That's it. That's the only strategy. The only thing you want to upgrade for summoning specifically is just mana generation. The more mana you have, the more monsters, more slimes you can start pumping out in the field. So upgrade mana generation in white, green. Green, you just want like starting mana for real. Yellow, I don't think there's any mana generation here, but blue does have mana or an R or whatever. You want to upgrade this as much as possible. The white one as well. Purple, I believe, also has a mana generation. The one thing I want you to be wary of: do not max out jeweled cards. If this is level 2 or 3, it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you even more. You'll be locked out of potentially pushing summoning as much as possible. Ideally, the mana generation stacking gets really good when you have final card maxed out. This will give you a ton of mana generation per card played. Obviously, the more chance you have of jeweled cards means more cards will be jeweled, which makes it slower to start ramping final card. So this will eke out a little bit more mana generation if you don't max out jeweled card and you max out final card instead. Getting that up, reduce the amount of chances you have at jeweled cards, makes it easier to push summoning and pushing the bottom lane. Just the more jeweled cards you have generally is the worse. The worse it'll be. So I don't recommend maxing that out. I recommend maxing out final card to give you a ton of mana generation instead to help push your summoning bottom lane strategy to try to finish out summoning. You can look at the battles here and see the bonuses that you're missing out on. So if you finish out white, you get some farming speed. You get some farming speed for green. You get more essence generation to upgrade mana generation. Crop evo chance is huge. Artifact find chance is huge. More essence generation, more cooking speed. Really, really good. Sigil speed's obviously really good. Jade gain's really good. Artifact find gain. Drop rate, construction speed, skill efficiency, more crop evo. What else are you missing? AFK gains, more damage, more skill EXP, more Jade gain, more artifact find chance, more drop rate, more construction speed. You have a ton of stuff that you're missing from summoning. I just highly recommend spamming the bottom lane. It'll give you all those relatively easily. It'll take you some time obviously to finish out summoning. Like you'll get hard stuck here and there because the enemy hitboxes are kind of wild and they range far in between. But purple is one of the easier ones to spam through because the hitboxes tend to be smaller, except for genies, except for the those little worm guys. You'll hit some breakpoints here and there, but spamming is obviously will help a lot. Okay, in farming. Farming, the one thing I'd really recommend is trying to get high level of evolution GMO and speed GMO. So I'd recommend trying to, since you have mushies or like the mushroom seeds unlocked, I'd highly recommend trying to I mean, your cycle speed kind of sucks, honestly. Maybe try to upgrade nutritious soil a little bit more. Obviously, crop evo chance is really huge. I'd recommend trying to farm this out, upgrade this as much as you can, upgrade growth speed. This will help a ton with growth speed, so you're able to push mushy seeds. But generally, if you want more magic beans, the best way to do that is to put all of your crops on mushy seeds, because if you do that, it'll give you more magic beans, but you can turn in and then upgrade evolution and speed GMO. Really good upgrades. As well, don't forget about overgrowth chance. OG fertilizer is also a really good upgrade, but these two specifically, you want to get this to around 1.2x crop evo chance and around 7 to 13% growth speed for every crop you have 1,000 of. So then you can go back once those are at those breakpoints, you can go back, start getting your crops up to 1,000. In basic seed, earthy, bulbo, sushi, and then eventually mushy. You'll have a ton of crop evo chance and growth speed where you're able to eventually unlock glassy seed, get all those unlocked, you'll get all the bonuses for crop depot. So overall, it looks like you're doing all the right things. You progressed World 6 pretty much to the point where you're able to. Just double check that all of your characters are pushed there. You can finish eclipsing World 6 as well to get you a little bit more damage on your characters. From there, I'd really recommend trying to flesh out your alchemy through your skilling bubbles, specifically trying to get them up to 90%. And then that'll help juice out your atom collider, your atom generation to push up levels of fluoride and oxygen, maxing those out. Eventually, your focus is going to shift over to active gaming or just doing gaming in general to get higher nugget, trying to unlock the isotope upgrade, which feeds back into doing more atom collider, more atom generation to eventually unlock more boron levels, to do more clicks in alchemy. From there, probably the best thing for you to focus on, just, again, every day that you have, try to spam bottom lane and summoning, give you a bunch of upgrades. Purple's really easy to spam out because the hitboxes are relatively low, except for like a save. A few like genies as well as the worms are really hard, but eventually you'll be able to push through that relatively easily. So yeah, I mean, it's just, you're kind of time gated through summoning specifically, so it'll take some time, but eventually you'll get there. Your account is almost there at a point where it can skyrocket in progress relatively easily. So you're on the right track. Hopefully this video helps you kind of orient that specifically. And if you do have any questions as well, feel free to reach out in the Discord as well. If I don't answer anything, pretty much anyone else will answer. So really appreciate it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, link in the description for the Discord. If you guys are in the live Discord or Twitch chat, there's the Discord link. Feel free to join it. Thank you, YouTube, for watching, and stream continues for now.